You guys, I am back with another Valentine's Day DIY tutorial. This one is on this adorable wreath. I love it. It's kind of like argyle-y. I actually had the intention of making this for my daughter. The color wheel, the color palette's not really, you know, the gray's kind of not my thing, but I love the gray with this. I love the finished look. It didn't take too long to do, just a little bit under an hour. So have some patience and definitely do this when maybe you're watching a movie or something. But I hope you guys enjoy, and materials are up next. So if you have any questions, let me know in the description or in the, you know, where you like reply. So anyway, more tutorials coming up. Okay, so these are the materials you're going to need. A hot glue gun, which I had on hand. Some push pins, which I also had on hand. A pair of scissors. A 12-inch round foam wreath. It was $4.47 at Hobby Lobby, but if you subscribe to their emails, they always send 40% off coupons. You can use it for any regular priced item. And then you will need some, a pink and a red, what are these called? Soft felt materials. So I grabbed a red one and a pink one, just one sheet of each. They were 25 cents each, or you could get 4 for $1, but I'm not gonna need that much, so just one of each. And then the last thing you will need is gray yarn. Now, of course, you can substitute the yarn for any color you'd like. So I picked gray. This is going to be for my teenage daughter, so I kind of wanted it not to look so girly and lovey romance. I kind of wanted to give it like an argyle feel to it, if you know what I mean. This was $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. It was kind of the cheapest yarn that they had. Everything else was pretty expensive. Yarn's really expensive. It's 100% acrylic, and again, you could also use 40% off coupon for these as well. They were not on sale. And I grabbed 2 just in case. I'm not sure if it will be enough, but let's get started with this. So I've started by taking some hot glue and applying just a little strip of hot glue to the back and laying the piece of yarn over it so that it sticks to the wreath. You can use the push pins here, you can use hot glue like I've done. You just need to do a little bit. We're not going to hot glue the whole thing, that would be crazy, but just so that something holds on to the wreath. From there, you want to pull around, not too tight, but just tight enough so it's not too loose. And you're going to start wrapping the yarn all the way around. And make sure when you wrap, the yarn is pushed up against itself. That didn't really make any damn sense. We are going to cut off the last bit of yarn. You're going to take a push pin or your hot glue and secure the very last strip down to the wreath. Wrapping your wreath with the gray yarn or whatever yarn color you have, it's time to move on to the felt hearts. I'm going to alternate red and pink, but do whatever you'd like. You can do all the same color. You can alternate like I am, whatever makes you happy. This part is a little bit tricky. I didn't have a heart stencil, but a heart stencil would really come in handy for this. But instead, I just went online to Google, clicked, went to images, searched a heart, and then I copy and pasted into Word, and then sized the heart as best as I could to make sure that it wasn't too big or too small. So then you're going to take your stencil and put it over your felt, and then you are going to cut around it. The size of the wreath that you get, the heart amount will vary. Since I have a 12-inch foam wreath, I actually have 5 hearts of each, 5 of pink, 5 of red. So keep in mind that if you get a smaller wreath, you'll probably have less hearts, and if you get a bigger wreath, you'll have more hearts. So as you can see, I have already placed them. I've spaced them out the way that I want them to. The pink hearts face inward and the red hearts face outward, so they definitely are not all facing the same direction. Once that you have laid your hearts exactly where you want them to go, I would highly suggest a hot glue gun at this point. I wouldn't so much suggest the push pins because you'll be able to see the silver and the felt hearts. So at this point, you want to decide which is the top of your wreath, and if this is the top of your wreath, you want to make sure that that heart is kind of facing the normal size, or the normal way. So for me, the top of my wreath is going to be this red heart. So I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to trace the back of the heart with some hot glue. This will stick easily to the felt, so there's no need to be too generous. And then it is okay for it to wrap around the wreath. Take extra gray yarn that matches the yarn around the foam wreath, and we're going to make a crisscross all the way around the hearts. This part is a little bit tricky. It's a 2-step process. It's not going to look like a crisscross till the end, but you want to start at the top where your 12 o'clock heart is, and you want to just flip it over. You want to take the yarn and you want to kind of cross it in half. Okay, you want to split the heart in half, but you don't want to do it here where the groove of the heart is. You want to make sure that you do it over here on the side because you want to be able to tell that it's a heart. So once you've laid it flat like this across, you want to secure the very back so that it doesn't move. You can do this with a hot glue gun again, or a push pin. So I'm just going to lay some hot glue, give it a minute to dry, and then, okay. So once you have that first strand like across the red heart or whichever heart you have, you want to do it again on the next heart. So as I move on, it wraps around and I lay it again and I cut the heart in half of the pink. You pull the yarn around and now you want to cut the red heart in half. Wrap it around and we're going to cut the next heart in half. We're going to do this all the way around. We're going to cut off the yarn, secure it to the back with hot glue, and then we'll do the very last step, which is repeating the same process with more yarn except in the opposite direction so that it looks like we're making an X over each heart. So start again, but now you're going in the opposite direction. You're going to start back at your 12 o'clock heart and you're going to cross it over like this. I'm going to flip it over in the back, secure the beginning piece with some hot glue, we'll wrap it around and we'll X out the pink heart. And then again with the next heart and all the way around. And you want to pull tight only when you've marked your X. Once you've picked the X, that's when you pull tight. So now that I'm done, I am going to flip this back over, cut the excess off, and hot glue this piece down. I love it. It's so cute. It really didn't take that much time at all. If you're not distracted by any means, it shouldn't take you really more than an hour. But it was super fun to do. So I hope you guys like this tutorial. There's more coming up, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.